All right, guys. Diversity University.
It's a different world than where you come from. Yes, it is. It's a different world than where you come from.
That's diversity. That was the 80s. We are falling into that. Television. We were seeing the colors in advertisement. It was moving over into the television screen. We were all singing Kumbaya and helping other people. We are the world in other nations. And yet and still there was something missing from that picture. In the United States, it has the most diverse melting pot ever. You can be anything you want to be. Nationality, ethnicity, hobbies, religion, anything you want to be. It was moving to that in television. We started to see more diversity. But actually, was it reflective of what was going on in the corporate space? Were we seeing this as you stand around the water cooler the next morning and talked about what was on television? If you look to your left and your right, was it reflective of what was actually going on? Was life imitating art, or was art imitating life? There's still something missing from that picture. A lot of times when companies talk about diversity, they're missing that. We want to talk about team building. Team building needs to be inclusive of everyone that is going on. In the Silicon Valley, they are now taking notes in regards to team building. You are now seeing more ethnicities, more diversity, also with a strong social media campaign that's saying they need to change their game and do more as far as including people in that space. So this is what we're talking about, and this is what we look at, because in seeking grants and sponsorships and also federal funding, they also want to know what your diversity is and on what level are those people actually, are they in management positions, or how are they working? So when you look for that to build your team, Muslim women have been kept out of that corporate space, not because they're not qualified or educated, it's because they've been discriminated against. And they've received discriminations, known and unknown, in all kinds of ways. So when I received my LMET certification from the U.S. Navy, one of the things that we were trained was to make sure that we had qualified and diverse people on our team, because it's federal, right? The Navy. So we had to have that qualification. So when someone like this walks into your office, make sure you stick with the qualifications. Sometimes you get into those questions that you really shouldn't be asking. Where are you from? Where are your parents from? And those things tend to be off limits. And if anybody's asking, I'm from Detroit. I was born in Detroit. Okay. So I was born in the D. Okay. And stick with the qualifications of what's going on with the candidate. 2 Muslim women walk into your office, same qualifications, dressed differently, one by choice, the other one strict more religion. Stick with the qualifications of the candidate and not preconceived notions of what you believe that was going on with them.
Tick tock, ring a rock. I just wanted to say that. Y'all need to make sure that when you looking at these candidates, you look at each and every one, and don't turn them out the back door like the Trump press secretaries.
Okay. All right, we can go further down the rabbit hole with this and diversity, because we have another demographic that's highly marginalized.
Muslim men have been discriminated against since I can remember. I've been discriminated against, and it's all for wearing this head covering. I'm just saying.
And the head covering doesn't necessarily just stick with Muslims, because the Sikhs and the Orthodox Jewish people also receive that type of discrimination because of the head covering. And once the candidate makes the team, how do you engage in conversation? Do you speak with them in a stereotypical way, like Muslim women are subservient? Do you talk to them about pop culture? Do you stay away from hobbies like jumping out of a plane? Muslim, people are actually pretty adventurous. So, and also when you have somebody that comes in for diversity training, make sure they are reflective of the diversity and not someone that looks like they spend their summer in the Hamptons and just kind of regurgitate what they've learned in a textbook. And this is what 21st century diversity looks like, totally inclusive. We are Rufus and Jenny Triplett, and
it's a different world than where you come from. But y'all help me out. Come on, say it one time. It's a different world than where you come from.